Welcome back, you degenerates, to the number one gambling podcast show in the world. I'm Billy FFD, here with my great friend, Mr. Mo Watts, Mr. Morgan Watkins. How you doing tonight, my friend?
I'm great. Like Billy said, number one in the world. If we're not number one in the world, we're number one in your hearts. We're also number one on your screens right now, so that's what matters the most.
Hopefully we're the only ones on your screens.
Yeah, that's a good way to look at it. Only one in one of your ears. If you're listening to us on Spotify right now, whatever you're listening to us on, we're all that matters to you. That's what we care about.
Yeah, it's a good thing. We're doing good, positive. On almost every sport, we're plus money in. We're looking good. It's
what a journey it's been. What a ride.
Yeah, we started slow. I'm not gonna lie. They had us in the first half, but not gonna lie.
They definitely had us in the first half. I mean, to go from over 10 games down in NFL, I'm only 2 back now.
Yeah.
Whew.
Yeah. Quick record update. I am 24, 23, and 1. My record looks so small compared to yours because I didn't play the first week, and you had a massive card.
I can't help myself.
You had a massive card week 1, and I was I lost everything on that Saturday. I was like, I'm not putting a card up. You have to. I'm like, can't do it. Can't do it. So I am 24, 23, and 1, and Mr. Mo Watts himself is 34, 36, and 1. Can't have massive comeback. It feels good. It feels good to have my partner back.
With that, I mean, the kid is also 14, 4, and 1 in the last 3 weeks, which is pretty fucking sick as well.
Yeah, I've been like breaking even 3 weeks in a row in the NFL. 50%, 50%, 50%. Like, hey, it is what it is. Can't go wrong.
All you got to do is read the totals, man. Read the totals.
Yeah.
Real quick Madden stimulation.
Before we get into it, my biggest bet of the weekend was the Bengals. You wanna apologize to me for this again?
Really hoping we can avoid this part. I did text Mr. William Wilson here sometime in the afternoon of that game, and I said I sincerely apologize. I was wrong. I'm a man of honor. I own up to when I am wrong. He is now 2-0 on me on these little best bet kind of opportunities where we go head to head with each other. I will get the best of him. Ride with me. We will come out on top at some point. I promise you. It was a shitty spot. It didn't look good from the jump, and it just kept falling apart. Once Jamar Chase put up his 200th yard of the game, I was like, I don't like the looks of this.
Mm-hmm. Yep. It was a fun weekend. I made a lot of money this weekend. And then Monday and Tuesday didn't work out so well for me. But it's okay. We were up. I did a lot of live betting this weekend. Had a lot of fun. Live betting is very fun for me. I think it's the best.
I do enjoy a good live bet also, just to have it out there in that moment. It's like, oh, I'm in.
Yeah. I took the Oklahoma live on Saturday. Free money. They were giving out Oklahoma plus minus 6.5. I was like, oh boy, they're gonna win by 10.
If you do want to talk about a live game real fast, Sichuan Blue Whales live action right now.
I don't have Chinese basketball in my book.
We're losing 18-11, but we're laying 4.5 to the Sichuan Pioneers.
I don't even know who those guys are.
I don't either, but it looks like I'm going to have to look up some rosters, see if we got some new recruits.
Yeah, no, it was a fun weekend. We're back to the grind now.
I had a fun time. I got the nice little Monday night push to get me over the 500 hump, which was very nice. It was looking a little iffy there for a few moments. The Buccaneers one was so easy. That was a 35-point win. Like, that was a breeze. Some of them were a little sketch, little tiny bit there. I got a little nervous for a little while. But then that under Monday Night Football was too simple. That was easy money.
Yeah.
Those two teams stink. They're so bad.
So. I'm upset with the Lions-Rams over. That should have hit. There was 2 missed field goals in that game. There was 17 points scored in the first 7 minutes.
I say though, I liked the under in that game. I did say that last week.
Listen,
now granted,
all the
my
right
reasoning wasn't the reasons the under hit. My reasoning was because Matt Stafford was going to take it easy once he got up big. Obviously, that wasn't the case. It's just they missed kicks and they didn't finish drives.
Yeah.
But
shout out to the Lions, though. The
I'm not going to
offense.
mush my stuff here. I was right.
Listen, shout out to you. You didn't take the bet, but I still feel like I was on the right side. It just, missed field goals are a killer.
I said the same thing about that Ravens pick. I feel like I was on the right side.
No, you weren't. No.
And that just I boondoggled that one real quick.
I lost my bet by 2 points. You lost yours by 40.
Not bad. I like it. Should have took the alternate spread. Ravens plus 40.
Yeah. Anyway, let's kick it off with some games. Talking NFL Sunday. Do you have a game? You have a pick for tomorrow, or it's just for Sunday tonight?
I do have a pick already for tomorrow. I don't have a pick on who I think is going to cover or win outright yet. I lean Packers plus 6.5, but I need to do a little bit more digging on that one. I think Aaron Rodgers is out for revenge now again after week 1 coming out cold. He did it a couple of years ago with the RELAX relax speech and everything. Came out on fire. He's going to do it again. Yes, Devontae Adams is not going to play. Not probably. Alan Lizard is going to be out. No reptiles crawling up the sideline on this time. But we got some MVS Marquez Valdez Scantling action, which I'm always a big fan of, and a little Randall corn on my cob. So slob on my knob, corn on my cob. We're going to have a good time. But I like that. I do like the over in that game, though, for sure. It's over 50 right now. Billy and I were talking before we started the show. Likes it a little bit more if it drops a little bit lower. I think that there's so many more weapons. And for those who don't know yet, Billy announced to me earlier, J.J. Watt done for the year. That is big. That tells me let's score a couple more points. Because now the pass rush, Chandler Jones is a one-man army out there. So I do like the over 50 in that game for sure.
Yeah, I don't hate it where the number is. As me being the cheap fuck I am, I always want the better number. So I'll hold out and see what I can get. And if not, because the Devontae Adams, it's still like he may play if he tests negative tomorrow. I didn't look today to see if he tested negative, but you need 2 negative tests in consecutive days for him to play, and I don't think he's going to play. I'll check. If you see me on the over, then you'll know my answer. But my first pick is going to be another over. We talked about this before, Morgan. I was like, I'm not taking overs anymore. I'm just not going to do it. My first pick's an over. Overs are hitting at a 61% clip on unders are hitting at 61% clip this season. But you have to pick your spots, and I think this is a spot
real quick,
similar to last year.
Interrupt you real fast. I did just look up an update on Devontae Adams. He did not make travel with the Packers to Arizona.
He's not playing. That's it.
Yeah, so he will more than likely, barring taking a private jet or something, he's not going to play.
Yep. And if you do lean, if you want to lean for that game, I do also lean the Packers as well. It was already money coming in, like public money coming in on the Cardinals before any of this was happening. So, Vegas is smarter than you guys are, unfortunately. It's hard to keep the lights on. But like I said, unders have been hitting 61% of the time this year. But you have to pick your spots, and I think this is a good spot. Similar primetime games hitting over like crazy. So, I'm not worried about that at all. Where usually it's been the opposite. But this one, Titans, Colts over 51. I love this pick. I did the same exact thing last year. I was at work. This guy comes in. He's on the phone with his friend who they're driving down to Atlantic City. Like, I can't wait to place this under on the Titans Colts game. I said, hey, buddy. It was under 48. I said, hey, buddy, take the over. Didn't want to listen to me. I don't know if he listened to me or not. But that game had over by a mile. Colts offense starting to come together finally with your boy, Mr. Carson Wentz.
Hey, he kind of looks good. He doesn't look like the guy from last year.
Good to an overstatement. You see that
was
quote unquote fumble?
That was absolutely beautiful. That was prime Carson Wentz. I missed that so much.
You missed that so much. At least he's throwing it to somebody, right?
It made me so happy. I was like, my boy's back.
Yeah, I mean, at least he's throwing the ball to somebody. The Titans offense has been firing all cylinders now that A.J. Brown is back, healthy, and he's been a monster. Uh, 15 catches, 227 yards in the past 2 games. You have the monster in Derrick Henry, Mr. King Henry himself, who absolutely destroys the Colts every time they match up. 977 yards, 6 touchdowns in 11 games. He's putting up year-long numbers against the team in 11 games. Like, come on. He destroys this division. Both teams giving up over 100 rushing yards per game. Indy gives up 245 yards through the air, and Tennessee gives up 275 yards through the air. Both teams, I think, will be able to move the ball pretty quickly without any problems. Both offenses have been good. The defenses have been mediocre at best. Couple breakdowns for you. The over is 5-0 in the Titans' last 5 games as a road dog. Over is 9-2-1 in the Titans' last 12. Following against the spread win. Over 6-0, Titans last 6, following a straight up win over more than 14 points. Over, last one. Over is 8-0, and the Colts last 8 versus a team with a winning record because they have to keep putting up points against good teams. Another side note, I lean Titans in this one personally. I'm not taking a bet on the spread, but if you like the Colts, don't bet the Colts money line. Hear me out. This game will wind up deciding the division. Bet the future plus 400 for the Colts to win the division instead of the plus 120, 115 for them to win the game. Much better value, and this game's be very important for the division. I like that a lot better than I like the. What are you thinking over there?
I like that thought process, honestly. I
Thanks.
don't like it. I don't like it as an Eagles fan because we got that Colts first round pick coming in, and I much prefer the idea of it sitting in the top 12. But I really like that logic.
Thanks.
Yeah, that's one of the smartest things I've ever heard you say, actually.
I appreciate that.
Because
I thought long and hard about that.
I very much do agree with you. This game is deciding the division right now.
Mm-hmm.
If this game Titans win this game, the division's done. It's over.
Yeah.
Colts aren't coming back from I think it'll be a 4-game deficit in week 8. No, it's done. It's a wrap.
Yeah.
But if they win it, that's a 2-game swing right there. They're only 2 games back in the division with another game against the Titans still to go. That's you might be onto something, my friend.
Sneaky, a little sneaky. I heard something about like how these 2 games are going to decide the division, and I tend to agree with it. But like me being the value seeker, the cheap fuck that I am, I was like, hey, let me look up what the division odds are. Huh. Much better value. I'd rather take that. But like I said, I lean the Titans. They're red hot right now. So.
That's very interesting. I agree with you. I told you earlier when you first told me, I love the over in this game as well. Fun fact, Derrick Henry leads the league in rushing, obviously. Do you know who number 2 is?
No. Off top of my dome?
Jonathan Taylor of the Colts.
Oh, yeah, I guess because...
just about 300 yards behind Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
Already. Derrick Henry's just under 900 yards. Jonathan Taylor's a little over 500. Same amount of games. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
How much different it is. I like the over in this one. Titans offense is starting to put it together. A.J. Brown looks like the guy that we expected to be coming into the year. He's really picking it back up. Do we know if Julio's playing?
I don't know. He played a little bit last week, but he was in and out of the game. I mean, it was a blowout towards the end. No, I'm not sure, but I assume he's going to play.
Yeah, once they get the A.J. Brown going, it makes Derrick Henry just so much more deadly. And you see Ryan Tannehill actually look like a very good quarterback again, which very much helps them. And, for the Colts, Carson Wentz has been playing very well. He's done a great job getting the tight ends in there. Mo Alley Cox has been putting up some numbers, which is nice. Jonathan Taylor is a weapon in the passing game and the receiving game, which is good. Wentz isn't overthrowing everybody, which is awesome. He's made some nice plays. He's not turning over the ball. I've seen a lot of PFF talk where he is the least turnover-worthy plays of any quarterback a year after having the most turnover-worthy plays of any quarterback. That's awesome. Love to see that now that my team is in shambles. But I do like that pick. I think that's it's pretty solid.
I'll also, similar like how we did last week, how you we were talking, I think Saturday, I told you I was going to be on the Titans plus 2.5, over 2.5 touchdowns. I'm going to be on the same thing again for the same reason. Yeah, both teams have to keep scoring. That was my favorite bet of the weekend. Once I saw it was basically even money, I was like, oh, yeah, give me that.
That was just way too easy.
Yeah, it was no problem. So look out for that for Saturday, because for Sunday, I think I'll be on that as well.
The next Billy special. All right. I'm going to open it up here with the Buffalo Bills laying 13.5 against the Miami Dolphins. The Dolphins are absolutely terrible. They stink. They played week 2 in Miami against Buffalo. Final score of that game was 35-0. Miami could not muster anything on offense. Their defense, which was supposed to be their calling card coming into the season, is one of the very worst in the league. They're giving up 20. They're 26th in the league in yards per play. They're 31st in points per game allowed. And they're dead last, 32nd in yards allowed per game, going up against arguably, and I don't even know if you honestly could say arguably, the most explosive offense in the league right now, coming off a bye week after a very tough loss against Tennessee. Buffalo is going to want to come out and put up points. They're going to want to show out right now and kind of reestablish their dominance in the AFC as the premier team, and not just the AFC, but the NFL. The Chiefs, they don't look good. They're in a lot of trouble. What's the real competition right now in the AFC? Maybe Baltimore, maybe Tennessee, Cincinnati. You got to throw them some respect, obviously. But this is the Bills' conference to run away with, and this is the type of team that they're going to put up numbers. Josh Allen right now plus 300 for MVP. Big game for him to put up big numbies against a very weak team in that secondary right now. Miami against the Bills. They've only held the Bills to under 30 points one time in 7 games that Josh Allen has played against them. Those games, Josh Allen has 22 touchdowns combined between passing and rushing, 108.1 passer rating just against the Dolphins in his career. He lights them up. There's something about those teal and white jerseys that he's like a bull seeing red. He wants to run through them. He's going to put up big old numbers. Buffalo's number 2 ranked offense, consistent all season. They're putting up 33.8 points per game. And like I said, Dolphins haven't been able to stop anybody. Their offense also stinks. 18.1 points per game right now for the Dolphins, 29th best in the league. Some couple trends with these games. Miami has lost 8 of their last 9 against Buffalo. Each of the last 6 games has been by an average margin of victory of 20 points. Dolphins have not covered the spread in their last 4 games against the Bills, while the Bills just on the season, they're 4-2 against the spread. The Bills, their faithful mafia that they have, covered the spread in each of their last 5 games against teams with losing records, and they're 7-2 against the spread in their last 9 games playing against Miami when they come up to Buffalo. Give me Bills minus 13.5.
Yeah, I don't hate that. I don't hate it at all. I'm always wary of betting on double-digit favorites, but it happened last week. Double-digit favorites covered. The Bills, what was it? 35-0 last
35-0 in week 2 down in Miami.
You hate that. Now they're at home. Ralph Wilson, one of the hardest places to play in the league. I like that. I like that a lot. Big Josh Allen.
Count on a big 2-0 interception late early in the game, change the whole tide of everything. Yeah. Love it.
If you follow FFD at all, you listen to me slander Tua this week. I called him a loser, a fat fucking loser, and I stand by that. He had a good game last week, but at the end of the day, what he does best is lose games. He just finds a way. People go, oh, well, that interception is in the first half. I'm like, first half is just as important as the second half. Just as important.
Noodle arm Tua.
Noodle. I got to get that Hawaiian rice bowl arm right there. All right, my next play is going. I've done this way too many times. I feel like I'm you, but I pick my spots to think a little bit better than you do instead of just taking the Eagles every week. I'm just finally taking the Eagles.
I haven't touched the Eagles in a while.
That was all last year. Every week, your article had Eagles.
I've laid off. I actually was interested. I already told you what I like in that game, but
too. I'm going to be on the Steelers plus 3.5. If there's still 4s out there, grab them now because this line is going to be 2.5 come Sunday, and I can guarantee you that. Steeler fans, players, coaches, remember all too well the shellacking, the absolute horror that rolled into them during the playoffs last year in the Browns. Things like that. Players, coaches, fans, we don't forget that. Nobody forgets that. This is a division game that has revenge written all over it. There's playoff implications for the Browns, but they're banged up beyond belief. 3 of the Browns' top offensive linemen are hurt. Kareem Hunt still on IR. Nick Chubb still questionable. OBJ banged up. Jarvis may play, but he's always a question mark when he has that hamstring injury. Fun fact about these two teams. Pittsburgh has never lost back-to-back games to the Browns this century. Another fun fact?
That is a fun fact.
Yeah. Another fun fact, if you aren't having fun enough, here's another one. Big Ben, 23-2-1 in his career against the Browns. The last time he lost in the regular season to the Browns, 2014. It's a long time ago. Back when he had an arm. Back when he had a full-blown arm. The Steelers fully healthy.
You're not wrong.
Fully healthy off the bye week. Had an extra week to prepare for the Browns, who are all sorts of banged up. Quick stat about Mike Tomlin. As a head coach, he is 40-20 against the spread as an underdog. For those of you who can't do math, that's 67%. It's a great bet. Steelers have won 7 out of the last 8.
Doing the math there.
Listen, I know you were trying to do it. The numbers look good, but you need the percentage. People love the percentages. Steelers have won the last 7 out of the 8 games as dogs outright. Take the line now before it moves inside the key number, before more key players are ruled out for the Browns. Gave me the Steelers plus 3.5 all the way down to 3.
Not bad. Kind of like it.
I told you I love my card this week.
Might be on to some things. I've said a few different times I don't really believe in that Browns team very much. Every time I say it, I look right every single time. They give up big numbers against them. They don't cover spreads. They don't win. I don't hate that at all. Well, I don't know if you said where's that game being played at?
Ooh, off the top of the dome, I'll pull it up right now. I believe it's in Cleveland, so it is a road game for Big Ben, which I don't like as much. But I
honestly like it more that way.
No, Big Ben's garbage on the road. But
but you figure your home team gets you 3 points. You're telling me that the Browns are a half a point favorite, basically. Oh, give me that.
No, either way, no matter what, even if Baker comes back, I'm not convinced that he's healthy. He's in a lot of pain. That hurts a lot.
His shoulder is shot.
Yeah, he's knocked out of his socket 3 times. To the point where his shoulder's just shattered. Case Keenum's a very good quarterback as a backup, but
not bad.
As bad as Big Ben is, he's still better than Case Keenum. The Steelers for me. Love it.
We get a Dwayne Haskins audition.
No, stop it. Stop it. That's the worst signing ever.
I want to see if he's the guy.
No, we know he's not the guy. We know
right,
that.
Moving on. We'll move on. This is like me talking about the Eagles. We're talking about Steelers fans now. All right, we're going to move on. We're going to talk about my arch rival as an Eagles fan. I have 2 plays in this game: the Dallas Cowboys versus the Minnesota Vikings. We're going to take Cowboys laying 2.5 points to the Vikings and the over 55. We'll start with the spread in this game. This number should be much higher. This number, if you can get this number, still get it now. This number, it looks like it is accounting for Dak possibly not playing. He is questionable with a calf injury. They've had a bye week this past week. He's had plenty of time to rest. Dak is going to play in this game. I have no doubts in my mind that Dak will be out there Sunday night, 8:25 p.m. on primetime Sunday night football television. Not a single doubt in my mind. First reason you should take this pick. Would we say last year? I'm going
Good team wins, great teams cover.
Not that part. Who was our college basketball team that covered every game forever?
Bryant
was perfect for a long, long time. Dallas is the last perfect against the spread team remaining in the season. You keep riding it till it ends. You stay on that train. They're 6-0 on the year, going up against what I thought was a somewhat decent Vikings team, but the more and more I watch them, the more I'm like, maybe they're just not that good. They'll put up numbers. They put up big numbers. Or if you're a fantasy football player, Vikings players are great players to own. Kirk Cousins puts up big numbies through the air, but they just don't win. They don't get you there. Minnesota so far this season, they're 3-3 against the spread. Not great, not bad, not great, nothing special. Give me that 6-0 team. Vikings 3-10 against the spread in their last 13 games, which I absolutely love. They're also 1-6 against the spread in their last 7 just playing at home. Like I said, I want this number very early with Dallas to get as much as I can. Dak Prescott's been playing extremely well. He's obviously all ready to run away comeback player of the year. He's second right now in the MVP odds, just behind Josh Allen and not terribly far behind him. He's going up against a Minnesota defense that, it's not giving up a ton of yards in the air, 230.2 yards per game, and only 22.8 yards. That's still, it's nothing. It's not that great. They haven't played some really good offenses. Browns, who put up big numbers against them, they're also running offense. That is not a big team that's going to move the ball a ton. They played the Lions, a team that's not going to score a lot. They only beat the Lions by 3 points. They last 2 games, they needed to go to overtime to beat the Panthers. They needed to win by a single field goal against the scrappy Detroit Lions. Dallas's offense, however, averages a league best 34.2 points per game. They're putting up 295.6 yards per game through the air. Dak's a gunslinger. He's throwing that ball around, right? These two quarterbacks, this is the reason this is going to drive the game. And this leads kind of into the total at over 55, which I really like as well. Quarterbacks are driving this. Dak is throwing for over 1,800 yards. He's completing just under 75% of his passes on the season, 73.1%. Pretty damn good. He's got 16 touchdown passes to only 4 interceptions. Kirk Cousins, no slouch. He puts up numbies. He's got 1,700, almost 1,800 yards passing on the year. He's at 69.5% completion percentage on the year.
He's got to bump that down to 0.5.
I know, you got to get a little bit lower, right? You don't want to add a little half an inch there sometimes. He's got 13 touchdown passes to just 2 interceptions. Say all you want about Kirk Cousins, you like that, everything. The guy can throw the ball. He can sling it. He can put up some numbers. He's got great weapons in Adam Thielen, who everyone knows, if you know me, I don't really like him. Justin Jefferson obviously is a very good receiver, so I really like that. The over is 6-3 in the Vikings' last 9 games that they've played in, so I really like that. Whereas the Cowboys have gone over the total of 55 4 games already on the season, which I'm very intrigued by.
That's a good stat. A very good stat.
Yep, not too bad. Like I said, there's going to be points scored in this game. Dallas has put up 34.2. Vikings 24.5 is what they're averaging. They are coming off a game where they just put up 34 points this last game. They put up a lot of points against Panthers as well. Things are clicking for both of these offenses. I do think that the defenses aren't that great. Yes, Dallas has Trayvon Diggs, who's been awesome. Maybe your defensive player of the year already at this point. I mean, you can't, unless Aaron Donald just blows up and has 20 sacks, you got to give it to the guy. He's going to make a charge for MVP potentially with what he's doing so far this year. But the Dallas secondary, other than him, is still not that good. You decide if you throw it elsewhere, you're going to put up numbers. You're going to move the ball. That's all you got to do. And you got Zeke has run the ball well. Dalvin Cook is getting healthier each week. Alexander Madison is a very nice, one of the best backup running backs in football. He will see play on the field. Give me the Cowboys -2.5. Give me the over 55. I think we're going to see a big scoring game here.
Yeah. You're kind of talking me into the over, even though I told you I felt like it was a little trappy before the show started. That over, they hit it 4 times already this season. Kind of makes me like it. Both those defenses are really bad.
They're not great. Not great. And you got to factor also, this number here is with them. Vegas clearly thinking Dak might not play still. I mean, you're not giving 2.5 points to the Cowboys. You're laying the 2.5.
What's the spread?
2.5.
And the Vikings are at home?
Vikings are home.
I feel like that's fair. I feel like honestly, I feel like it's about accurate because how high scoring they think the game is going to be. So I think that factors in. That kind of goes to like how I usually handicap college basketball. It's like I look at the total first, and then I look at the spread. I kind of feel like that's what it's going to be. It's like a shootout kind of total, kind of spread.
Oh, yeah. I think we're looking at like a 34-31 game. That covers. That's all I need.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. You may have talked me into it. I may have a big card Saturday. I may have a very big card on Sunday. Very big card.
It's going to be beautiful. Massive
I'm so
card days are
confident.
back, baby. We're gonna college basketball Wednesdays, or fuck them. We're going for Super Sundays.
Oh, I can't wait till I don't have to bet on college football anymore. It's just Saturdays to have like 30 games. College basketball.
Just see the giant thread on Twitter. I have. Just be ready. This is page 1 of 7.
Yeah, I've kept all my big ones, like, cause I write down all my cards in my notes on my phone. I have some big ones from last year. I have a 19 game card from last year.
Jesus
Yo,
Christ. Everyone thinks
yo.
I'm the psycho. God damn.
I mean, I bet on 700 college basketball games last year. Something light
Absolutely wild.
and a shortened season.
Jeez.
My next bet is something that's not ugly, something I love. Falcons -2.5 against the Panthers. Falcons are starting to get this offense clicking, starting to get it going. You know, finding their mojo. Somebody learned how to throw the ball to Kyle Pitts. Come on, we'd love to see that.
Mojo.
Kyle Pitts really taking fire the past couple weeks. 100 yards back-to-back games, taking the game over in the fourth quarter for the win last week. The offense really started clicking for the Falcons once they had the bye week. They kind of they worked on things that I felt like I shouldn't say they did because I have no idea what they did, but it feels like they worked on things that the offense wasn't really moving the ball very well. It felt like they ironed out the kinks, you know, kind of getting on the same page with the new offense that Arthur Smith brought in. Panthers, on the other hand, oh boy, they look like a completely different team than they have in the first 3 games. Showing us again that Sammy Smooch is just not a very good quarterback. I watched him here a lot in New York, and he's not very good. He was benched last week for PJ Walker. They said that Sam Darnold is going to be the starter once again this week. But that getting benched takes a toll on you mentally, especially if you're a starting quarterback, get brought in, you have a good couple games, and then you're kind of on a skid. That's the last thing you want to do is just take the quarterback out. It wasn't. I think he may have just been seeing ghosts back at MetLife, but this Falcons team is starting to click at the right time. The Panthers are going downhill faster than an avalanche. When things like this happen, I hop on a trend before everything works its way back to the medium. Give me the Falcons -2.5. Couple of stats for you. Falcons are 10-3 against the spread in the last 13 against a team with a losing record. Panthers now have a losing record after going 3-0. And Panthers are 0-4 against the spread in the last 4 games overall. Like I said, give me the Falcons pretty easily. These Falcons win by 10, honestly.
You might have talked me into this one too. God
Dude,
damn.
I already talked you into my last pick before the show started.
No, it's a perfect segue because my next pick is in this exact same game. We're gonna kick it down in the ATL again. We're gonna take the under 46 points in this game, Falcons Panthers. Everything you said was absolutely in my notes also with it. Some trends that I really like for this game. The under is 7-1 in the Panthers' last 8 following a straight up loss of more than 14 points. It's also 4-1 in the Panthers' last 5 following against the spread loss. Between these two teams, this is where I really love it. This takes some deep critical thinking, a lot of research in here, right?
Oh, no.
I enjoyed this one. These two teams, their last 16 meetings, the under is 12-3-1 in their last 16. These teams don't put up points. And that's some good offenses there that Atlanta had for a few years. They don't hit the number. Carolina, for all their problems on offense, they still have a pretty good defense. They have some nice pieces. They're getting Stephon Gilmore out there again this week. That is still a nice get for them. Brian Burns is one of the more underrated and lesser-known defensive players in the league, who's a very good pass rusher. Derek Brown is a great interior pass rusher out of Auburn. They still have pieces on that defense. Matt Rule has built up that defense. His entire first draft as a coach was spent 9 draft picks, all on 9 defensive players. As an offensive coach, love to see that. Like Billy already said, Sam Darnold was benched last week for Matt Rule's former pupil, PJ Walker, while he was at Temple at his first head coaching stop. My alma mater, which is always fun. Got to step up for the cherry and white team out there. Panthers offense is anemic. They stink. They're putting up 20.9 points per game. Last 3 games, 16.3 points per game is all that they're putting up there. Sam Darnold's not finishing this game. There's no shot. He's going to come out, and P.J. Walker is going to be out there. P.J. Walker will start next week's game. You can book it right now. Stone cold lock of the week. Atlanta's offense, like Billy said, Kyle Pitts has gotten it going. Their offense has been significantly better of late. They still don't have very much of a running game. Mike Davis really hasn't done too much great. Cordero Patterson is more of a gadget player. If anything, he's not really a true running back. So you're not going to commit to Cordero Patterson at 20-plus carries a game. They're only averaging 22.5 points per game on the season. Like I said, Panthers defense, that is their strength. It plays into what the Falcons do well on offense. They have a corner and Gilmore who will match up against Ridley, who has not put up good numbers this year. Shaq Thompson can run with Kyle Pitts. They also have very strong reigning rookie of the year safety and Jeremy Chin, who can line up against Kyle Pitts at times. Everything that the Falcons do good on offense, the Panthers are built to kind of defend that. So I really think this is going to be another very low scoring game. Easiest under of the week last week, that Giants-Panthers game. I think it was going in the fourth quarter. It was like 9-3. Absolute boring game. I remember I said it on the thing. I will not watch this game. It's going to suck. But Giants ended up, I think, what was it, 25-3 or something like that was the final score. They put up some points.
25-3.
Yeah, nothing too crazy. So give me the under in this game, under 46.
Oh, I like that a lot. That game's going to be a shit show. It's going to be another game. It's going to be an absolute shit show.
Yep.
Morgan, real quick, do you have another bet?
I don't. I have 2 leans that I like. I got to do some research on them, but 2 leans that I like. And now, the more and more I look at this one, I'm starting to hedge a little bit on it. Buccaneers 5.5 versus the Saints. That number is very tempting, and that's why I got to do more research in it. I know one of the stats I saw earlier today, Sean Payton is very rarely a home underdog. I think it's only 9 times in his career, and he's 6-3 against the spread in those games. He covers that, especially as a 5.5 point dog. However, it's Tom Brady factor. What do? I don't know. I think that there's a chance that this could be a slight letdown kind of spot for the Buccaneers. Really, they haven't been all that impressive if you take out the bad teams that they've played. They put up numbers against the Eagles. They put up numbers last week. But you put them against the better teams, they really have not been that great. The teams that have good defenses especially. The Saints, for all the problems they have on offense, they have the number 4 ranked defense in the league. Mm-hmm. They're not too bad. They've got some very strong pass rush. And yes, Tampa Bay has one of the best offensive lines in football. But if you can get a pass rush, even here or there, it does things. Marshawn Lattimore is a very strong cornerback. They've got a lot of good pieces back there. I got to do some digging this. I still lean Buccaneers 5.5 just because I don't think Brady loses or wins a game by less than a touchdown against a division rival like this.
Well, last year they lost like 45-6 or something like that.
They got spanked. They got absolutely spanked.
But I mean, it's not really a revenge game because they spanked the shit out of him in the playoffs. So
it's a weird number. There are a ton of injuries. Richard Sherman is already ruled out. Antonio Brown ruled out. Rob Gronkowski ruled out. There's a lot of injuries in this game, so I can see why that number is as low as it is. It's something to dig. I'm leaning it. We'll see what happens. Other lean that I do have, and I have nothing really too much on this, Broncos and Washington under 44 points in this game. In the high altitude of Denver, it's a 4:25 start. Washington having to travel out there. I don't think Washington's going to be able to move the ball too much or do things. It's going to take the air out of the ball when trying to find Terry McLaurin deep. I don't think that. Broncos still have a very good defense. They have a very good secondary. Their corner town is absolutely loaded. And Patrick Surtain, I think, is going to be a star in this league for a very long time. And you're just seeing corners usually take a little bit of time to develop in the NFL. He's starting to pick it up a little bit more. Had a pick 6 week 1. I think he's going to do some things here. Denver offense, it is what it is. We're talking about Teddy Sleeves, Teddy Gloves. Teddy Bridgewater, what's he going to do for me? He's a covering machine, but I don't think he's going to put up a ton of points in this one. 2-headed running backs of Javonte Williams and Melvin Gordon telling me this is going to be a slow game. They're going to really try to push, not move the ball too fast, control the clock, which really makes me lean the under even more in this game.
Yeah. The reason why I made you ask if you have more picks is just because you have 35 wins in the NFL, not 34. I had to go back and double check.
Oh,
it didn't seem right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had to try to find. I had to go back to your article and look at your record. That's why I needed a second.
Love
You're
to see
welcome.
it.
By the way, you're welcome.
Love. Thank you very much. Thank
Yeah.
you for all the math guys behind the scenes helping me do simple arithmetic. I greatly appreciate you.
It's not
If
easy having.
I don't have that many fingers to count. So
It's not easy having to keep track of all the bets that I do, and let alone all the bets that you do. So,
doing great at it.
thanks. I try. I have two more picks and a couple leans. Just the leans will be real quick. But the Rams first half 7.5 versus the Texans is my favorite bet of the weekend. I told Morgan without a doubt was like, I love that because
Already locked it in.
Freddie locked it in. Rams, remember what happened last week. They came out flat against the Lions. The special teams for the Rams have been good for forever. They just always very good, always very strong. They looked embarrassing last week, let up an onside kick they didn't see coming right off the gate. Sean McVay is going to be on their ass all week in practice. All the coaches will be on their ass after they embarrass themselves. They did win the game. They won pretty easily after the first quarter, but it was a scare. It was a scare for a bit, and Sean McVay doesn't like stuff like that. He's an old school guy with new school ideas. Angry Rams offense is bad news for the Texans D, giving up 246 yards through the air and the second most on the ground. Darrell Henderson coming off a rough game against a very bad run defense. I think he steps it up in this one. I don't know whether the Rams take their foot off the gas or not in the second half. That's why I'm going with the first half. If it was 13.5 like the Bills are, I'd be more than willing to take it. But unfortunately, it's at 14.5. Therefore, I'm not touching the full game. Give me the first half, playing it safe, go home nice and early with a win. Rams minus 7.5 in the first half. My teaser: Steelers plus 9.5, Bears plus 10. This kind of ties into my lean. Is Bears money line versus the bitch Jimmy G and the 49ers, but I only lean that way if Matt Nagy isn't coaching this weekend. If he does coach,
That's the Chip Kelly
shot.
Advisor comes on, you roll with Chip.
Yeah, no shot. I will update the teaser as well because I just don't trust Matt Nagy at all. But for now, Bears plus 10, Steelers plus 9.5. Back to the winning ways in the teaser. I believe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-1 on the year in the teaser, looking pretty solid. My other lean, Jags money line versus the Seahawks. It won't be an official play, but I wanted to give it out because the Seahawks are bad. They are bad, bad, bad. They would have given up so many more yards to the Saints, but the weather conditions were not ideal last week. Trevor Lawrence, as much as I shit on him on FFD and on here, he's got a little swag to him now with that first win under his belt. Big win for him. But I think he tries to come out hot. Looks good against his garbage secondary, against his garbage run defense. James Robinson, beautiful week to own him in fantasy, I believe. You know, I think Jack just pulled this one out. Yeah, you're welcome. I feel like it's a big dog day. I feel like it's a big dog day coming up, boys.
Let the big dog roam.
I'll text you my winning parlay. My winning dog parlay is five dogs I like. To win
Let them
outright.
bark.
I'm about it. I'm about it.
Do you like it? Do you like it? I'm rolling the parlay every week. I'm running the teaser. I trust you. The teaser's been hot.
Teaser's
been
bad
week. One bad week. It happens.
Yeah, I mean, it really was. I won last week. The week before, I was just dead wrong. Dead wrong.
Yeah, shit happens. I was dead wrong on the Ravens. Look how that went for me. You bounced back.
Yeah, you bounced back, Bucko. Yeah, you're welcome. I tried to tell you. Anytime I'm like, hey, man, don't do that. And you're like, no, I'm going to do it. You're an idiot. This is 2 times. The third time, you're an idiot.
As my guy Big Sean said, last night took an L, but tonight I bounced back.
As your boy George W. said, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, I can't be fooled again.
I gotta ask. That is Big Sean, right? I was right on that one.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay, I got to make sure. I'm the country music guy, so my rap knowledge is limited. Fool me once, can't be fooled again.
Mr. Mowat, do you have anything else for us tonight?
I do not. I'm anticipating a nice, pretty card tomorrow for Thursday. There's 2 college football games on that I like. I actually also, as we were doing this, digging into some FCS football, which I love. Some FCS action. I had a little. I do wish I would have told you, but I had a Villanova last week, and they won 44 to nothing. Now, even better, we both were there. Love to see that. Which was nice. So I do like a little FCS action. I'll have some NBA stuff coming out tomorrow night. I'm pretty hot in soccer right now. Also, I know I've only posted one of them. I told Billy before I called the tie or the draw today for Aswana and Real. It was a letdown spot for Real. So there's a lot of games on the pitch tomorrow. Also, so I might have some soccer action going on. Yep. I'm feeling a little foot fetish going on for some soccer action here.
That doesn't surprise me. You're a weird dude.
I know, you got to get in on it while you can. Maybe a little Chinese basketball. Who knows? Maybe I don't go to bed tonight. I only got a little bit. But we'll have some stuff going on. But you can take a look at that at Betting the Diagonal. You can find me on there at MoWatch26. All my stuff gets retweeted on there. You can look at any picks that we have up there. The article, I will have at least two more picks on our weekly 6-pack. 6-pack's hot, boys, girls. Anyone who bets responsibly, the 6-pack's hot. 14, what was it? What did we say? What did I say? 14-3-1? 14-4-1?
4-1.
You're my math guy. That's all that matters. 14-4-1 in the last 3 weeks. It's not bad. Pretty good.
Pretty good.
I'll take those odds every week.
Yeah, I will as well. My boy's been hot. I've been kind of mediocre, kind of treading the water, which is fine. And I'm plus money in 3 out of the 4 sports. I'm just exactly even in college football, 50 and 50, 50-50. It is what it is. I don't even know if I want to play anything else. I haven't even looked at the slate for Saturday yet. But that's tomorrow's episode. You can find me, Billy FFD, on Twitter. You can find me at FFD_podcast. You can find me at Betting Diagonal, posting all my picks. A lot of stuff. I didn't have any time to do DFS last week. I will be back this week. A little sneak peek. Trevor Lawrence is my flyer quarterback. What else? Check out all the stuff that we have on the website. Check out all the stuff we have on the YouTube. But while you're there on the YouTube, be sure to like.
Click and subscribe.
Drop a comment below. Tell us your favorite bets. We love to hear from you. Chirp us. Do whatever you have to do. Maybe the Mista guy comes out one of these days.
I love when people chirp me. And I've been chirped twice this season by people, and I've come out and had monster days the very next day.
Me too.
The card has been monstrous each time. So please, you're just feeding me. Ezekiel, just keep feeding me here. Give me some little juice.
This is gonna start coming into niche season soon. It's gonna be you're gonna be all on NBA, and
I know
we'll both be on the NFL.
It's getting into the specialties. As Billy did say with the articles and everything, I kind of dropped the ball this past week on the college football article. I completely lost track of what day it was, and I texted Billy either Friday or Saturday. Said, "Hey, the article's ready to go. If we can get posted, I'll put it up there." And he said, "Oh, I didn't even know you finished it." And I was like, "Oh, fuck. I definitely didn't finish it. It was sitting there. Everything was ready to go. I just didn't format it and whatnot." It will be up this week for anybody who wants to do it. We're still doing pretty well with college football as well. So that'll be up there. So we'll get back to the 2 articles a week for everybody who wants to get a little thirsty with another 6-pack.
Yeah, it'll be a beautiful sight. Like I said, follow, subscribe, gamble responsibly. And we'll see you fuckers tomorrow.